Hi everyone. This is Ozark Mountain Mama Amber
And Tina.
and this is another episode of Doc Talk. And today we want to talk about camping.
Yeah.
We've discussed our last episode about the adventures we've had over summer and spring, and it has involved camping and hiking and all kinds of stuff. So today we want to talk about our different styles of camping. Tina here, she does the tent camping, the more primitive type camping, and I do, as Tina says, glamping. Because I have a camper, a 30-foot camper with a bunkhouse in the back, queen size in the front, kitchen, outdoor kitchen, all that good stuff, and so I called it glamper. But so during this episode, though, you guys, we would love for you to give us your best and worst camping tips or trips. We just want to hear from you guys what you have done in the past and what works for you and doesn't work for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the different things we have to do to get ready and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start with Tina, and she's going to tell us about her primitive tent camping because she told me all kinds of stuff. And after hearing about not getting wet in a tent and what you're supposed to do, it almost makes me want to do it. So Tina, tell us, kind of what the tips and tricks you have and how you do this.
Mm-hmm. So preparation is the key. Knowing what you're doing, having a good plan for how you want things to go, that's going to be your number one thing. So make sure that you're prepared, that you read some stuff, that you talk to people who do the things you want to do, that you watch YouTube videos.
Yes.
There are all kinds of places that you can get information and get tips and tricks, and Pinterest is sometimes a really good one,
Oh, I didn't think about
especially
that.
for hacks.
Okay.
On how to make things easier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really important, is to know before you go kind of what you're getting yourself into.
And the area too, as well.
Yes.
So know your area wherever you're going camping.
Yes, for sure.
Tina over preps for that.
I like to, y'all.
She goes to go look before she goes camping.
Yeah, I like to scout things out. I like to be prepared. So you always want to think about, the stuff that you need, but always what if this happens? Or what if you're on the river or the lake and something happens to someone else and you're there and you have to assist them.
Good point.
So making sure that you have, your throw ropes and your life jackets and things like that. That's important. But I think that Amber is really interested in hearing about the tent camping and staying dry. If you've ever camped before, it is inevitable. If you go for very long, you are gonna get rained on.
Yes.
Case in point, we just went recently overnight on the Buffalo River. It was not supposed to rain. It was supposed to be clear and beautiful, and no sooner did we get our tent set up, we got our fire going really well, till it started clouding up. It started pouring down rain, very unexpectedly. So I'm like, hold on a minute, I've got a tarp. So when we saw that it was not going to stop raining for a little while, I just made everybody hold up the ends of the tarp. We just put it over the fire, and we all stood there kind of to stay dry and warm, and so the fire was fine.
Yes, but what do you do to your tent to make your tent waterproof?
You can buy the stuff at Walmart. It's on the camping aisle. There's two different kinds. You can get the Scotch Guard treatment, or I get the off-brand. I don't even know what it's called, but it's just a silicone water treatment, and you just put your tent up in your backyard before you go, which you should do anyways to make sure you know how to put your tent up. And while it's up,
Put your tent up first.
Put your tent up. And then the second thing is you want to spray it really good with that silicone, and then just let it dry, and then practice putting your tent back in the bag in a way that will still allow the bag to zip. That's challenging for some people.
Yes.
It's very challenging. So that's the thing. And if you're going to be out and you know that there's a big rain coming, some other things that you can do is, well, one, if you're on the river, you want to make sure that you're up high enough that if the water rises a little, that you're a safe distance away from that. And having a good exit strategy is important too. And
so many people don't know that.
They don't know that.
Or don't think about that in advance.
Yeah, and the thing about where we were staying, you know, we had no cell phone service, we had no contact,
Right.
anything.
Right.
So we didn't know how much it was raining up the river. We didn't know what had changed in the weather that might cause more rain that we had no idea about. So we camped up high on the gravel bar. The place behind us was, you know, where we could hike up through the woods if we needed to. And then we placed our tents higher up on that gravel bar. Before we went to bed, we pulled our kayaks up away from the water, just, you know, so they don't get float off in the middle of the night.
Right.
But anyway, what I was saying, if you know that it's going to rain a lot, you can also get your tarps and put them over your tents.
Right.
And it's really, you can get a tarp for $4, $5, $6 at Walmart, or any camping store or whatever.
Right.
You can put it over all your stuff. You know, you can put it over
Right.
anything.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Mind blowing.
Easy. Yeah.
But so you have a list here, Tina, of what some of your key things you should have. So tell us what these are.
Dry bags. And then like little ditty bags, because you can put stuff in those and stuff them all in your kayak.
Oh.
You can't put things in big bags because then they won't stuff in the little spaces. So small bags, dry bags, a tarp, obviously. Couple of my favorite things, carabiners.
We have a case of them on the boat because she loves them so much.
I love them. I hang my ponytail braids on them at the house.
She loves them, guys.
All of my little coffee cups, before I shoved them down in my kayak, I carabinered all the handles together so they would be together.
She loves them.
All of my roasting forks, carabinered them all together. You just can't go wrong.
I think she has a carabiner fetish, guys.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Bungee cords.
Yep.
You need to make sure that everything is strapped down to your kayak, because if you flip,
Or anything.
Or
if you're going on
anything.
4-wheelers or in your truck or however
Yes.
you're going out,
yes,
it needs to be strapped down.
yes. So bungee cords are a must, and duct tape.
And why do you need duct? I did not understand why she needed duct tape if you're primitive camping. But give us a few examples, and they were brilliant.
Yes. So duct tape is universal. If you have ever had a tent pole break, you will understand the importance of duct tape. You duct tape that sucker back together and you're good to go. If your tent rips, you duct tape it. If the sole comes off your shoe, you duct tape it. If your kid is talking too much, you duct tape it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. You can duct tape. Oh, I can tell you a really great example of how I use duct tape recently. I did not think about, when I stuck a jug of water in the freezer, that it was going to expand and potentially bust the jug.
I don't think she watched YouTube video on this or knows anything about water and ice.
Go figure. So when I got my jug out and I realized it had a hole in it, I got a gallon Ziploc baggie and cut the top off of it and set my jug down in it, and then I took my duct tape and taped all around it.
Brilliant.
And it worked. It held water. It was fine.
Great.
And I have orange duct tape so it matches the accessories on my kayak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Which we will have a video later on a little bit about all of our different kayaks, because I have 4 or 5 kayaks for my family. She has kayaks for each of her family members, so we're going to do a little tutorial on what the good things and the bad things are regarding our kayaks.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that in a later episode or whatever.
Oh, people behind us.
Yeah, we have people behind us in kayaks, and they're going out on the lake right now enjoying this beautiful afternoon. It's so pretty out. So back to camping. So that's Tina's on primitive camping. So I glamp because I have a camper, which I love. Okay, but you still have to be prepared when you're camping, no matter what you do. For pulling a camper or having a pop-up or anything like that, you should always have some type of toolbox so that you can repair anything on your camper, or even the water spigot when you get to your camp spot. You know, just stuff like that. So you should always have a toolbox. You should be aware and be prepared to know your camper. So like she was saying, you still need to read up your manuals, ask whoever you bought your camper from or wherever you bought your camper from to give you a tutorial and go over the things, and then watch YouTube. So when we went to Petit Jean, it was our first camping trip of the season, and we had winterized everything. So now you have to winterize. Make sure you winterize, or your camper will freeze and it's horrible. So a lot of money there. but we had to de-winterize, and so in order to do that, we had to twist knobs and untwist knobs and do all this stuff, and we could not get warm water. It was like, it'd be warm for a split second and then it's cold. I watched a YouTube video. Apparently it's something that happens all the time. Someone just forgets to close off one of the valves. We did that, bam, water was hot.
Awesome.
And yes, we have a hot water heater, and we have hot water. We have a shower, we have an outdoor shower, we have an outdoor kitchen. It's very nice. So some of the other things is you should always have full propane bottles, because a lot of the newer campers, the electricity, like for your refrigerator and your hot water heater, run off both electricity and propane, and if it's uneven and stuff, it'll go right to propane.
Oh.
So you should know those types of things. You need to know the ampage of whatever your camper is, so that you're using the proper ampage, and if you're not, if you go somewhere and they have a different, you just need to get a diverter. You can get one of those, you can divert down, or I don't know if that's the right word, to a 30 amp or up to a 50 amp. Usually I think it goes like, if you are at a 50 amp and you have a 30 amp, you can knock it down to a 30. I don't know if you can bump it up. I don't think you can do that.
I wouldn't have a
I don't
clue.
think so, but I know you can go from 50 to 30, because we've done it, because we have a 30 amp camper. So one of the things we were talking about together though, camping, the biggest thing is a positive attitude.
Oh, yeah.
For the whole family, not just, if your kids don't like to camp or your spouse does not like to do that thing, you can't force them to have a positive attitude about it. And so everyone has to be on kind of the same page, you know, and so you can enjoy it. If one person is like the Nazi of, you know, get this, do this all the time, and if you have kids, you guys, just let them go have fun. When you get to your camp spot, don't expect them to do a whole lot, or give them a certain chore and let them go.
Yeah, like with Ben, you know, this was his first time primitive camping, and so he didn't know. We got him his own tent, and so we had to work on, you know, teaching him how to put that up and take it down, and, you know, how to set up his supplies.
Right.
And then while we were kind of doing some other things and getting the fire going and whatever, you know, he was like, well, what do I need to be doing? And so we told him some things that need to be done. He's like, I'll go gather firewood. So
Right.
he did.
Yep. We usually, you know, for our family, whoever, usually it's adults that make the dinner, and then the kids clean up. Or,
Yeah.
you know, or every night you got to pick up your stuff. Even primitive camping or glamping, you can't leave stuff outside, you guys. There's animals. I mean, there's bears, there's raccoons, there's possums, there's not wild dogs, but loose dogs usually.
Yeah.
And everything will come and get your stuff if you don't watch it. So just always be mindful of that. And if you guys are out camping and hiking and doing stuff out that, you pack in and you pack out whatever
Absolutely.
you take in. And then you
Yes.
know what? Pick up crap on the way. Bring a trash bag. Pick up other people's stuff, because
Yeah.
people are trashy. So you got to do that too. So I think that's really, you know, primitive camping versus glamping. When you're glamping, we have all our stuff in our camper. So all we have to worry about is making sure food, clothes, bedding, and our bath amenities are in the camper, and we're pretty much set.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you always, when you have a camper, there is maintenance, and you have to, it's just like owning a car or owning anything else. You have to just keep an eye on stuff. So, and with your tents and everything, I'm assuming you have to do that too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's important that, you know, you dry them off before you roll them up and put them away,
Right.
and you know, that you keep things clean and keep the sand out of everything.
Right.
And so what we do with our dry bags, each person has a dry bag, so when you're finished with your sleeping bag or whatever, it goes right back in your dry bag. Your flashlight goes right back in your dry bag. So we may not have a big camper to keep all our stuff in, but we have a big tub that everything just gets set right
Right.
back down in, and then you're pretty good to go next time.
Yep.
Like you said, you get your food and some of those personal items, and
Yep.
you're
And
good.
and just like her, you have your spot. When we're in our camper, we have where everything goes. So, and that's how it goes, and that's how it stays. So everything gets put back where it belongs, and that's just for everyone's sanity. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And safety.
And safety, correct. So that we just wanted to tell you about how we camp. We do it differently, and you know what? It's fine. I mean, we're still friends. We can still camp different ways
Yeah.
and still be friends, you
Yeah.
guys.
And I like camping your way.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
That's
I
good
mean,
with me.
her way sounds great too, but I don't know if I really want to do it. Maybe one day. Maybe. So
Hopefully.
yeah. But this is Ozark Mountain Mama Amber.
And Tina.
Out.